Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to another soothing evening with us. Tonight, we have a collection of bedtime stories designed to gently guide you into a peaceful slumber. From the serene wandering whisper in the Amber Light Prairie to the calming embrace of a gentle day by the marble sea, each tale offers a tranquil escape. Explore a tranquil afternoon in the Saffron Isle and find solace in a tranquil night in the Misty Clifftop Garden. We always love seeing where everyone is tuning in from, so feel free to share. Now, find a cozy spot, relax, and let yourself drift off. Under a sky painted with hues of gentle twilight, the Amber Light Prairie stretched out like a golden comforter laid tenderly across the earth. There was a quiet, serene beauty about the place, an open expanse of whispering grasses that danced softly in the light of the setting sun. You see, in this land, the grasses possessed a peculiar glow at dusk, their tips picking up the sun's remaining warmth, turning them into tendrils of luminous gold. Wind wove leisurely through this living sea, orchestrating a symphony so subtle it could only be heard by those who listened with their hearts. As the sun dipped lower, its light caressed the prairie so tenderly that every blade seemed a soft, golden thread woven into the tapestry of undulating warmth. A lone cottonwood tree stood on a slight rise at the prairie's heart, its leaves murmuring softly amongst themselves. It had stood there for decades, a gentle witness to the shifting seasons and softer sighs of nature. Nearby, a small brook babbled quietly, its clear waters trickling over smooth, rounded stones that glistened anew each time they drank in the light. The brook was not large, but abundant enough to breathe a crisp, cleansing note into the earthy fragrance of the prairie. The air was laced with this freshness, intermingling with the aromatic hint of wildflowers dotting the prairie landscape, a colorful patchwork wrapped warmly by the day's end. Against the background of this tranquil scene, gentle creatures of the prairie began their evening ballet. A pair of cottontail rabbits hopped lazily, their ears twitching in tune with the prairie's whispered stories. Not too far away, a family of deer tread softly, their forms blending beautifully with the bruised hues of the horizon, perfectly at ease in the embrace of the glowing grasses. From across the brook, a gentle quiver announced the presence of a meadowlark nestled low among the stalks. Its song floated sweetly into the air, as if the notes themselves dissolved into the golden light. It was a tune full of memory and contentment, a peaceful ode to the coming night, leaving behind the vibrant exhaustions of a well-lived day. On the periphery of this peaceful scene, a small cluster of thatched roof cottages nestled snugly as if borrowing courage from one another against the vastness of the prairie. Their windows blinked with the warm, inviting glow of hearth fires, each promising a sanctuary of comfort. A thin trail of smoke curled from the chimneys, merging gracefully with the evening sky. In one such cottage, a figure stirred at the window, sipping slowly on a cup that released a fragrant plume of chamomile and lavender. The air inside was a cozy embrace, kissed by the warmth of the flickering flames set tenderly to dance within the hearth. It was a room of soft shadows and gentle lights. A spinning wheel in one corner spoke of lazy afternoons weaving dreams into tangibility, while shelves of open books spoke of worlds explored from the comfort of an armchair wrapped in warm wool. A feline companion, a soft gray with hints of silver, purred rhythmically from a curled position atop a patchwork quilt. It eyed the flickering flames with a quiet satisfaction, its contentment infectious, as it stretched languidly, paws extending out in blissful reverie. The person in the window set down her cup and stepped outside, where the prairie beckoned with promises of serene communion. The grass under her bare feet was cool and resilient, yielding almost imperceptibly with each step. She inhaled deeply, the essence of nature's end-of-day offerings filling her senses as she wandered aimlessly. Finding herself beside the brook, she sat on a sun-warmed boulder, feet playing with the rippling water's edge. The movement was calming, as if the brook itself whispered tales of distant lands and tranquil discoveries only to her waiting ears. Above, the first stars began to peep shyly through their celestial blanket, their gentle light hinting at the mysteries of the universe, still waiting to unfold. As dusk gracefully surrendered to night, the prairie became a realm of muted sounds, gentle rustlings, and the serene, unseen life that thrived under the watchful eye of the moon. The air cooled gently, wrapping her like a soft cashmere shawl, and a sense of peace descended, blanketing all. The wanderer took her time walking back to her cottage. Each step was a whisper, a conversation with the earth. She paused here and there to listen to the night crickets, their chirps weaving harmoniously with the cool night breeze. All around her, the prairie settled into slumber, every rhythmic sway of grass echoing a lullaby to the stars. Back home, the fire in the hearth had dimmed to a gentle glow, casting long shadows that seemed to dance to the tune of a lullaby known only to the night. The cat stretched, looking up with a sleepy regard before resettling into its haven of warmth. The windows were open, inviting the cool air to weave in and out, carrying with it the soft scent of prairie wildflowers. The cottage owner drew her quilt around her shoulders and settled into a high-backed armchair, book in hand, not for the sake of its words, but for the comfort of the familiarity it offered. She gently leaned back, watching as the stars' tapestry expanded across the sky. As the night deepened and any remaining glow from the dying embers slowly faded, the prairie outside became a cradle of stillness and dreams. The echo of the brook's laughter persisted softly, and the song of crickets stretched gently into the night, a harmonious lull encompassing the slumbering world. In this serene wilderness, with the soft light of the night and the prairie's whispered echoes, the world seemed to pause, just for a radiant, nurturing moment. Everything was as it should be, a symphony of quiet meandering through the pockets of the Amber Light Prairie, until, slowly, very gently, all faded into restful silence, lulling the earth and you into a deep, tranquil sleep. Across the moonlit prairie, the wind began to orchestrate a tender serenade, as if brushing fingers across a harp made of grass. Each note was a delicate whisper, a soft promise of dreams spun from stardust. The woman in the chair closed her eyes, imagining herself a part of this nocturnal melody, floating amongst the myriad stars like a feather on a gentle breeze. Her breathing slowed, synchronized with the serene pace of the prairie, each inhalation a capture of its peace, each exhalation a release of worldly concerns. In the distance, the cottonwood tree began to glow softly, its leaves shimmering silver under the touch of moonlight. The tree's presence was a gentle sentinel, its branches swaying in quiet companionship with the night. Beneath it, a family of foxes ventured out, their coats brushed with the silvery sheen of the moon's radiance. They played beneath the cottonwood's ancient boughs, their movements quick yet soundless, as if navigating a world spun from dreams. Nearby, the brook's calm, assured splashes gradually transformed into a soothing lullaby. Each ripple was a cool kiss on the stones, its rhythm an eternal reminder of continuity and gentle passage of time. The water's voice hushed as minnows darted to the surface, shimmering like fleeting jewels before plunging back into the depths to join the dance of shadows. Inside the cottage, the fire's embers hailed the ending of their luminous display, their glow mirroring the soft light of the early stars sprinkled across the onyx sky. The woman's heart swayed with the cadence of the twilight lullaby, soft and undisturbed. The rhythm of her world aligned with the natural ebb and flow of the universe, a gentle rocking that promised only serenity and rest. Her feline companion lazily stretched to its full majestic length before leaping gracefully to the windowsill. There the cat perched, attentively watching as the night hours stitched silver threads across the sky, creating patterns only dreamers could decipher. With a final flick of its tail, the cat turned and nuzzled against the woman's cheek, a guardian of dreams, content to share this peaceful reverie. Beyond the fragile walls of the cottage, an owl hooted softly from its perch, its call resonating with an ancient wisdom cultivated under countless moonlit nights. Its voice cut through the night air, soft, deliberate, as if inviting all of nature into a shared repose. Below the owl, a field mouse paused in its nocturnal foraging, acknowledging the owl's soulful invitation before scurrying back under the safety of the earth. In the warmth and calm of her home, the woman felt her eyelids grow heavier, her mind drifting like evening mist. She allowed herself to drift, traversing that gentle bridge between wakefulness and the dream world. Each breath she took was imbued with the essence of the prairie, a tapestry of gentle fragrances, of familiar whispers, of endless starlit skies. The midnight hour hushed the world further, each sound softer, each shadow longer, as the prairie became a living dream. The grasses wove their stories into songs. The deer moved as specters past efforts of the day, and beneath the watchful stars, tranquility reigned. Another breath, and she was softly carried into sleep's embrace, the warmth of the quilt wrapped snugly around her. Her remaining thoughts dissolved, replaced by gentle visions of the prairie's golden sprawl, the luminosity of nighttime peace carrying her deeper into the land of dreams. The moon continued its passage, drawing silvery lines across the sky, its gentle gaze sweeping over the Amber Light Prairie, anointing all with visions of serenity. Within the small cluster of thatched roof cottages, others were too cradled in quiet repose, dreams weaving through fire-lit rooms as outside, the night world sang its ancient lullaby. The universe above scattered its diamonds across the velvet dome, breathing inspiration and wonder into the sleeping earth below. Somewhere beneath those same stars, a gentle hum of wings signaled the flight of a moth, delicate and almost invisible under moonlight. It fluttered softly among the flowers bordering the cottages, carrying the night's perfume across distances unseen. as the pre-dawn hours began gently folding the night into the promise of a new day. The earliest birds began to stir, their coos and chirps creating a fragile dawn chorus. Yet, in that quiet moment where night and day softly kissed on the horizon, a profound peace lingered, a whisper of life unfolding in perfect tranquility, extending its grace to all who woke gently to the morning light. And so, under the vastness of sky and the comfort of sheltering dreams, the world turned and continued its gentle lull until the first tender blush of dawn broke, a new beginning woven seamlessly from the fabric of night's serene embrace. Let your breathing slow and allow yourself to follow where this next story leads. In a small, forgotten corner of the world, beyond rolling hills clad in endless waves of wildflowers, lay the marble sea. It was a serene expanse of water, shimmering with the pearly light of dawn, like a long-forgotten jewel resting quietly in the cradle of nature. Its surface often caught the early sun's rays, scattering them into 1,000 soft hues that danced upon the gentle ripples, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of light. The marble sea was not large by any stretch, yet it was profound in its majesty. Encased in well-worn, smooth rocks that formed a loving barrier around it, the sea was embraced by nature's own hands. The rocks themselves bore the soft green patina of lichens and small, delicate mosses that thrived in the subtle mist that hung so often in the morning air. As the sun slowly lifted itself above the distant horizon, the world began to awaken with a gentle grace. The sky shifted from the deep amethyst of night to the soft pink and gold of early morning. White, fluffy clouds drifted lazily across, casting fleeting shadows that skimmed over the serene waters below. There was a gentle breeze, just enough to send a whisper through the slender reeds that lined the water's edge, and to cause the willow trees to sway softly, as if in a slow, deliberate dance. The air was imbued with the scent of fresh dew, mingled with the faintest hint of brine from the sea. It was a delicate perfume, reminiscent of purity and peace, inviting anyone nearby to breathe deeply and savor the quiet beauty of the morning. The only sounds were those of nature itself, the muted call of songbirds greeting the dawn, the soft rustle of leaves in the trees, and the occasional splash of a fish breaking the stillness of the water. The shore of the marble sea was dotted with smooth pebbles, worn round by countless years of gentle waves. They were warm underfoot, having absorbed the early warmth of the sun. A solitary path wandered alongside the water, trodden by various feet across the ages. yet still faint and beloved only by those who knew of its existence. The gravel underfoot crunched softly with each step, a comforting sound that echoed lightly in the morning air. Further along this path stood an ancient small cottage, its walls crafted from the very stones of the earth, and its roof thatched with the softest reeds from the nearby marshes. The cottage seemed to exude warmth and comfort, its age-old timber frames speaking of countless cozy evenings and serene mornings spent within. A curl of smoke rose leisurely from its chimney, carrying the unmistakable aroma of cedar wood burning gently within the hearth. Inside the cottage, the morning light seeped through the small, leaded glass windows, casting a golden glow that danced across well-worn wooden floors and the crocheted blankets draped over cozy armchairs. Books lined the shelves in every corner, their spines worn from enjoyment, each holding stories to inspire dreams and keep company during tranquil afternoons. A kettle sat on the stove, slowly reaching a soft, rolling boil. The sound was a low, gentle burble that blended with the quiet company of the crackling fire. Steam curled up in delicate wisps from the spout, joining the warm, comforting scent of freshly brewed tea that mingled with the cedar smoke. As you step into this serene abode, a sense of calm envelops you, as if the very air inside invites relaxation and repose. You make your way over to one of the inviting armchairs, its cushions sinking slightly under your weight, conforming perfectly for maximum comfort. Settling in, you wrap yourself in one of the thick, handmade blankets, pulling it close against the slight chill of the morning. The fire flickers gently in the hearth, sending out ribbons of warmth that weave their way through the room. The flames cast soft shadows that dance along the walls and ceiling, creating a rhythmical light show, soothing in its simplicity. Beside you, on a small wooden table, rests a steaming cup of tea, its delicate aroma a blend of chamomile and lavender, promising tranquility with every sip. You lift the cup, feeling its warmth seep into your hands, and take a slow, thoughtful drink. The liquid slips smoothly over your tongue, leaving behind a trace of floral sweetness that deepens the sense of calm. After some time in this gentle cocoon of warmth, you turn your gaze toward the window, where the marble sea stretches languidly into the distance. The view is one of perfect idyll. The expanse of water reflects the sky, a mirror capturing the soft pastels of morning. Occasionally, a small boat can be seen drifting quietly along the surface, the figure inside gently guiding it with a thoughtful, easy stroke. With the sun climbing higher, the light grows more golden, gilding the waves and casting long shadows from the dancing trees. Birds, chattering happily amongst themselves, flit from branch to branch, their colors vibrant against the backdrop of azure sky. A family of ducks paddles by in perfect order, the ducklings trailing softly behind their mother, their gentle quacks adding to the ensemble of natural song. Time here feels elastic, stretching and contracting with the rhythm of the day. Outside, the willows swayed, their fronds brushing the surface of the water tenderly, as if soothing the sea itself. The reeds rattled a whispered lullaby to the gentle wind that tousled their tops. In the distance, the hills stood patient and unchanged, cloaked in layers of tranquil green. Occasionally, you rise from your comfortable seat to wander outside, the cottage door creaking slightly as it swings open. The world beyond breathes potential, a world of wonder and soft adventure, where one's senses are lulled into gentle harmony. You step out onto the soft grass, feeling it springy beneath your feet, dotted with tiny, vibrant blossoms. The sun throws diamonds of light across the sea with a languid, luxurious hand, and the soft breeze tugs playfully at your hair. As you walk, a hidden path leads you back to the water's edge, where the lazy lapping of the waves offers a steady heartbeat to the scene. Sitting by the shoreside, you take the time to trace figures in the sand, your fingers exploring the grains that shift at your touch. The cadence of the waves becomes a meditation, inviting relaxation and contemplation. Occasionally, you find a unique shell or an unusual stone, tokens of the sea's endless offerings, each with its story, silently etched in its ridges and curves. As the day stretches on, the light shifts to a deeper amber, bathing the landscape in the hues of late afternoon. The horizon begins to glow gold, the sky painted in wide strokes of blush and lavender. The sea, ever reflective, languidly catches this evolving tableau, and the rocks begin to soak in the warmth of the sun's farewell. Evening spreads her soft cloak over the marble sea gradually, like an artist tenderly finishing the day's perfect canvas. Shadows lengthen, and dusk creeps gently over the serene landscape. The breeze cools slightly, carrying with it the soothing rhythmic song of crickets that have begun their nocturnal chorus. You return to the cottage as twilight sets in, wrapping yourself once more in its welcoming embrace. The hearth still crackles softly, offering warmth and comfort against the growing chill of evening. You settle back into your armchair, finding it just as inviting as before. As you gaze at the fire, Its golden light dances a tender ballet, and the low murmur of its warmth envelops you like a gentle lullaby. The blanket feels heavier now, its weight a comforting embrace, grounding you in the soft surreality of this tranquil evening. Through the window, the sky has turned a deeper shade, the first stars appearing reluctantly like pinpricks of light, shy against the dominion of nightfall. The moon, serene and ancient, rises slowly, casting its silver path across the marble sea. With your eyelids growing heavy, you let your mind drift with the tide of sleep that steadily approaches. You imagine wandering through this serene landscape in your dreams, touched by gentle breezes and warm sunlight. The world begins to fade, softened by the warmth of the fire and the contentment of a day well spent by the marble sea. Slowly, the gentle pull of slumber envelops you completely, smoothing away the edges of consciousness, carrying you softly on a journey through dreamscapes, with the subtle promise of a new day awaiting you by the marble sea. As the stars begin to twinkle more brightly, the night deepens its embrace around the marble sea. Silence descends, a soothing silence that feels almost palpable, wrapping the world in a tranquil cocoon. Within your cozy corner of the world, time seems to unravel, each passing second elongating into a gentle ripple of eternity. In the distance, a lone owl hoots softly, its call echoing like a gentle reminder of the mysteries nighttime shelters. The lullaby of the crickets mingles harmoniously with the gentle lap of the waves, creating an orchestral symphony that serenades the landscape into a deeper peace. Above, constellations twinkle like old friends, tracing familiar paths across the velvety night sky. From your seat by the hearth, you watch shadows lengthening and deepening, sculpting the room in shades of amber and gold. The fire crackles contentedly, sending its warm glow flickering across the walls like whispers of ancient tales. Here, in this sanctuary, it feels as though nothing could ever disturb the profound sense of peace. Outside, the marble sea glistens under the gaze of the moon. Its surface becomes a mirror of silver, stretching infinitely towards the horizon, where sea and sky meld into one seamless entity. The moon, majestic and full, casts a gentle light over the landscape, highlighting the gentle curves of the hills that stand as sentinels in the night. Everything is bathed in a subtle glow, as if viewed through an enchanted veil. The air carries the fresh aromatic scent of earth and salt, mingling with the subtle perfume of the night-blooming flowers that dot the countryside. you close your eyes and take a deep breath, feeling the serene beauty expand within you, filling you with a deep-seated calm that eliminates any lingering tension. Time becomes fluid here, measured by the gentle heartbeat of the sea and the steady flicker of the fire. You find your eyelids growing heavier, your thoughts drifting in a rhythm as smooth as the water's ebb and flow. The lull of sleep calls to you softly, its embrace both gentle and irresistible. Your final waking thoughts are a tender blend of gratitude and tranquility, as the magic of this place holds you tenderly in its embrace. Soon, sleep takes over completely, cradling you in its tender arms and carrying you away on dreams woven with the threads of quiet moments spent by the marble sea. Under the moon's gentle watch, the world outside remains a tableau of serene beauty, a land existing outside time's constraint, promising dreams of gentle tides and whispering winds, where peace is as natural as breathing and tranquility as infinite as the stars overhead. With a heart full of grace and a mind set adrift on the waters of the peaceful sea, you drift gently into the night's embrace as the marble sea cradles your dreams, till the dawn once again kisses the horizon. There's no need to rush, just breathe and let the next story find you. In a forgotten corner of the world, cradled by the sea's tender embrace, exists a small island known only to a few fortunate wanderers. The Saffron Isle was its poetic name, a tribute to the golden light that bathed the land in its gentle warmth. Every day, as the sun made its leisurely arc across the sky, this island, caressed by the whispering waves of an endless azure, was a sanctuary for those seeking solace and serenity in the simplicity of nature. As you set foot on the soft, sandy shores, each grain welcoming your presence with a warm embrace, you find yourself enveloped by the gentle harmony of the environment. The breeze is a familiar companion, sweet and mild, carrying with it the faintest hint of sea salt and the perfume of blossoms scattered throughout the island. Such breezes weave their way through the hardy, sea-loving grasses, which sway gracefully like dancers summoned by a secret melody only the island knows. Venturing further, you find the island is blanketed by a tapestry of flowers that blossom fearlessly in the sun's caress. Everywhere you look, colors dazzle softly, the tender blush of peach, the vibrant hues of wild indigo, and the rich earthy tones of lilac and saffron for which the isle is named. Each flower holds a delicate fragrance which the breeze lifts and intertwines with the scent of the sea, crafting a balm for the soul. The path leads you gently across the island, past rolling dunes that humbly cradle small lagoons, where clear waters mirror the sky's complexion. On the shores of these lagoons, languid cattails stand in reverent silence, observing the leisurely procession of sparse, cottony clouds drifting overhead. Their reflections ripple softly, a gentle reminder of nature's rhythm, unhurried and timeless. At the heart of the island, a grove of ancient trees stands like silent sages. Their trunks are knotted with history, roots embracing the earth in a nurturing, ancient hug, and their canopies form a delicate patchwork through which the sun sprinkles its golden dust. Nestled beneath their watchful branches, soft patches of clover and wild rosemary provide a sanctuary for the senses, a place where one can settle, close the eyes, and let the world whisper its age-old secrets. Farther along, the path meanders into a meadow, a living sea of grasses that rise and fall like the gentle lapping of waves against the shore. Their soft rustle is a quiet symphony, harmonizing with the distant song of the tide and the occasional plaintive cry of a seabird wheeling in the sky above. Placing one foot before the other, you become part of this cadence, an intimate dancer in a play without a stage, where the only audience is the whispering wind and your own quiet thoughts. Beyond the meadow, near the edge where land surrenders to sea, you discover a small, serene cove. Here, the waters are a tranquil shade of emerald, the waves curling softly around the protective arms of limestone outcroppings. The lapping waves create a gentle lullaby, a sound so soothing it feels like a tender caress against the shoreline's sandy silhouette. Pebbles, polished by the endless kiss of the ocean, glisten in the dappled sunlight, offering a mesmerizing array of colors and shapes. You pause, reclining against the smooth expanse of a sun-warmed boulder, and gaze out at the horizon where sea meets sky in an eternal embrace. It is a landscape painted in shades of peace, where the sun descends in a cascade of gold and coral, setting the sky aglow with a gentle radiance. This tranquil canvas stretches beyond sight, an infinite promise of beauty to carry you into dream's embrace. As twilight begins its gentle fall, you retreat to the island's heart, where the grove of trees offers quiet sanctuary under the deepening sky. Their branches, now silhouettes against the dusky blue, cradle evening's first stars like precious gems in a woven tapestry. Here, the cool night air descends in a whisper, a gentle shroud that invites each tired sense to rest. Nestled amongst the soft grasses and cradled by the rhythmic symphony of a world at rest, you find contentment. The island's serene embrace is a lullaby, gentle and timeless, guiding you into the welcoming arms of sleep. It's a place of dreams where time ebbs and flows like the tide, carrying you gently towards the lull of night's gentle breath. As you settle into the island's tranquil embrace, the night deepens, casting a silvery sheen over the landscape. The island now basks in the soft glow of moonlight, which spills like liquid silver over the leaves and flowers, turning their colorful hues into a subdued spectrum of gentle grays and muted pastels. The moon, a lustrous pearl in the heavens, is reflected in the calm waters of the lagoon, creating a shimmering path that beckons your eye and soothes your mind. In these quiet hours, the air is filled with the night's own music. The gentle chirping of crickets weaves through the soft rustle of leaves, each note an echo of nature's serenity. Nearby, a gentle brook winds its way through the underbrush, its clear waters adding a melodic babble to the nocturnal symphony. The scent of night-blooming jasmine, subtle yet intoxicating, mingles with the crisp sea air, its fragrance drawing you further into the lull of sleep's awaiting dreams. You close your eyes and listen to the gentle chorus of the island, feeling the warm, firm earth beneath you. A gentle warmth spreads through your body, as if the island itself is sharing its ancient, serene wisdom with you. The world seems to hold its breath, and in the stillness, you become aware of the connection that binds you to the island, to the stars above, and to the vast universe beyond. Time passes, yet here it feels inconsequential, barely pressing its mark on this ethereal experience. The cool breeze continues its playful dance, brushing softly against your cheeks, tugging at the edges of your dreams and inviting you to drift further. With each breath you take, you feel more entwined with the calmness of the island, your thoughts floating like leaves upon a stream. From somewhere far off, you imagine the gentle splash of dolphins playing just beyond the cove, their graceful arcs captured in the luminous glow of the moon. You dream of their light-hearted laughter carried across the waters like a gentle echo, filling the air with a joy you can almost touch. It's a reminder of the simple beauty and playfulness that life can hold. With each passing moment, every sound and scent seems intertwined with the gentle waves of sleep that cradle your mind. The island hums with life, its energy a soft, whispering current of peace and contentment, that effortlessly guides you through an endless tapestry of dreams. As the hours drift by, the stars seem to move across the sky in a slow, celestial dance. They sing a lullaby twined in constellations, guiding night travelers and dreamers alike with their ethereal luminescence. The Big Dipper glows brightly, a beacon in the heavens, its gentle curve leading your gaze to the North Star. Their timeless light offers comfort, a cosmic reminder of stories that have danced along this expanse long before us and will continue long after. While you drift in this serene landscape, the soft cooing of distant owls punctuates the night, their ancient songs a testament to the solitude and safety offered by this retreat. They watch over the island, their eyes gleaming like liquid amber in the moonlight, vigilant protectors of this timeless sanctuary. The dreamscape continues to expand, carrying you through fields of wildflowers and over seas of grass, past the rugged limestone cliffs, sleeping soundly in the night. You float above, feeling as light as the wisps of mist that occasionally drift across the landscape, gently caressing the earth's sleeping skin. And then, somewhere in the depths of this harmony, you hear a tender voice, the island personified, it seems, murmuring in tones so soft and ancient they cradle your heart. It speaks of tranquility, of connection, of a peace that everyone carries within but seldom finds. You realize that this island, cocooned in its gem of salty seas, is a mirror of the soul's own quiet longing for rest and renewal. Such realization brings an unspoken joy, a quiet smile to your lips as you relax deeper into the island's embrace. With this serene understanding gently twining around your consciousness, you find your breath matching the rhythmic rise and fall of the distant tide, your heart reaching a new level of peace. The night unveils itself as a canvas of dreams and serenity, weaving together where land, sky, and sea meet in harmonious accord. Here, with the island encircling you like a warm, protective hug, you sleep deeper than the ocean's depths, knowing that upon waking, the island's serenade will remain with you, a gentle echo of peace that lingers long after the sun graces the horizon anew. In this tranquil embrace, you feel as though time itself has slowed, allowing you to savor the exquisite quietude that surrounds you. The night is a soft tapestry woven from strands of silken darkness and silver light, punctuated only by the occasional flutter of a breeze or the distant musical call of a nightingale perched in the ancient trees. As the moon ascends its high arc across the velvety sky, its beams spill through the lattice of leaves above, creating patterns of light and shadow that dance across your eyelids, even when closed. This gentle play of illumination seems to tug at your dreams, drawing them from the depths of your imagination and laying them softly before you like delicate tapestries unraveling under a watchful night. Every passing moment deepens your connection to this wondrous isle, where the land itself seems to pulse with life. You sense the gentle sway of the vines wrapped around the trees, the slightest shift of rocks worn smooth by centuries of wind and water, and the quiet perseverance of tiny creatures in their nocturnal endeavors. The air hums softly, charged with the expectation of stories unsaid and lullabies yet to be sung. In your mind's eye, you follow the moonlit path across the island, remembering places you visited earlier in daylight. Here, in the hushed stillness, each place holds a new magic. The lagoons are now shimmering pools of liquid moonlight, their surfaces broken only by the whispering kiss of a gentle breeze. The grove stands as a fortress of tranquility, its shadows a protective veil that cradles your resting essence. You imagine yourself walking along a narrow trail that hugs the coastline, the silvery sands cooling beneath your bare feet as you move closer to the sound of the ocean's hush. With each step, the soothing murmur of water upon stone grows louder, a guardian of comfort and calm. Each wave seems to tell its own story, tales of far-reaching journeys across the seas, of places visited and dreams carried upon the tides. As your thoughts drift, interwoven with the cadence of night, you find comfort in nature's eternal rhythms, the constancy of the ocean's tides, the cycles of sun and moon, the timeless dance of stars. In this peaceful enclave, the world is a symphony, and each element of the island contributes its own unique note. You breathe deeply, feeling the promise of rest and renewal soothe every part of you. Here, in the gentle arms of the Saffron Isle, all worries dissolve, leaving only the sweet, tranquil resonance of existence. There's nothing to do but listen to the nocturne of the night sky, where every star is a reminder of harmony and the infinite possibilities that lie within the dreaming heart. In this sacred space, the island becomes part of you, and you, part of the island, a melding of spirit and nature, a union of tranquility and dreams. With this thought, you drift into the most restful sleep, embraced by the serenity of a place that time forgot, but that your heart will always remember. Close your eyes a little tighter and let the next story wash over you. Perched high above a quiet seaside village where the whisper of ocean waves met the lullaby of evening winds, lay a garden unlike any other. It clung to the edge of a cliff, a testament to nature's gentle yet persistent creativity. This was the Misty Clifftop Garden, a place of serenity and dreams, where each plant and petal seemed to breathe in rhythm with the world's quiet pulse. As twilight bathed the horizon in hues of violet and rose, the garden shimmered beneath a veil of soft mist that rose from the sea below. This mist, a gossamer curtain of silvery gray, seemed to hold the world in a gentle embrace, muffling sounds to a whisper and painting the air with a dewy coolness that kissed the skin. The garden's pathways, made of smooth, time-worn stones, wound their way through a tapestry of flowers and herbs. Lavender, chamomile, and rosemary brushed against your ankles as you wandered, their scents mingling in the air to create a perfume both invigorating and soothing. Lamps, their light mellow and golden, dotted the pathways. Their gentle glow flickered like starry beacons, guiding travelers through this haven of tranquility. Here and there, trees stood as sentinels of the garden, their branches stretched out, draped in moss and twinkling with the light of delicately hung lanterns. Each gentle breeze set the lanterns to swaying, casting a dance of light across the lush undergrowth. Willow trees, with their long tendrils, dipped gracefully toward the ground, creating leafy curtains beneath which tiny creatures found shelter and rest. Among the gentle murmur of leaves and the soft whisper of sea wind, you could hear the faint trickling of a small fountain. It was a simple stone affair, nestled amid a circle of ferns. Water spilled from one level to the next with a peaceful cadence, inviting you to linger close, letting every drop carry away the remnants of daylight worry. Further along the path, as the evening deepened and the first stars peeked boldly from the sky, you found yourself standing before a most curious spectacle. A lone, ancient oak stood proud at the edge of the garden, its trunk gnarled with the wisdom of centuries, its branches spread wide, clothed in leaves that rustled softly in the night. What caught the eye, however, was the spectacle beneath. A carpet of mushrooms glowing with an ethereal bioluminescence. Soft blue and green hues pulsated from the earth, creating an enchanting glow that seemed to emanate from the earth's very soul. The air was rich with the sound of evening, the distant call of an owl from somewhere within the trees added a layer of mystique, echoing gently over the garden's edges. Occasionally, the soft buzz of a determined bee or moth would drift by, busy on their nocturnal errands, weaving through the flower clusters as though dancing. Somewhere along the edge of the garden, you caught the glimpse of a small pond, its surface as smooth as glass and reflecting the night sky with pristine clarity. A single lily pad floated serenely, holding aloft a single white flower that opened wide to the night, a moonflower, its petals pristine and luminescent in the moonlight. Pausing to breathe deeply, you noticed a small bench set back into an alcove of greenery. Made of dark wood and intricately carved, it was the kind of bench that invited the weary to rest. As you settled into its gentle curve, the garden seemed to wrap around you like a soft blanket. All sounds quieting, all worries fading into the mist. Time seemed to move differently here. Minutes and hours blended seamlessly, the past and future dissolving into a timeless present. All that existed was the delicate symphony of nature, the play of light and shadow, and the soft breath of the ocean far below. Above, the sky continued to reveal its wonders. Stars twinkled keenly now, the Milky Way spinning its tail across the heavens. For those who watch closely, perhaps a shooting star might grace the sky, a fleeting visitor in this world of tranquil beauty. The mist, ever present, curled and stretched across the garden, occasionally parting to reveal glimpses of the village below. A smattering of lights from cottages nestled amid the coastal landscape. Smoke curled lazily from chimneys, and the low hum of distant laughter and conversation skated up the cliffside. A gentle part of the night unfolded as a small gust of wind carried the scent of wild honeysuckle to your senses, a sweet reminder of nature's subtle gifts. As your eyes fluttered closed for a moment, you could almost imagine fairies darting from stem to stem, adding touches of magic wherever they paused. Nearby, a gentle rustling caught your ear. The sound came from a pair of small rabbits, their fur silver in the lantern light, emerging cautiously from a burrow hidden beneath the hedgerow. They nibbled at tender shoots of grass, their presence a testament to the sanctuary the garden provided. As dreams began to weave softly around the edges of your awareness, the garden remained an eternal gentle friend. Here was a space not just of solitude, but of connection with the earth, with the sky, with the tender rhythms of the natural world. Each breath, each heartbeat seemed to align more closely with this gentle tapestry, teasing sleep closer until the very molecules of you were lulled into rest, into sleep, into dreams. Here in the Misty Clifftop Garden, The world whispered its secrets softly, sweetly, and endlessly. A lullaby without words, a night without ending. It was here, in this sacred space of night and nature, that you found true peace, drifting into the depths of night's embrace, held softly by the world's kindest hand. As you settled deeper into the comfort of the garden's embrace, a profound stillness enveloped you, broken only by the rhythmic lapping of the waves against the cliffside far below. Their murmuring tune harmonized with the rustle of leaves, crafting a melody of nature that lulled your spirit into tranquil contemplation. Within this serene world, each element played a part in a grand, timeless symphony. Nearby, a cluster of night-blooming jasmine released its fragrance into the air, its delicate scent weaving through the cool breeze like a silken thread. Each inhalation filled your lungs with a soothing balm, calming the mind and easing your soul into the tranquil cadence of the night. A glance towards the east revealed the faint glow of the lighthouse on the distant shore, its beam sweeping steadily across the sea. This gentle beacon enhanced the atmosphere of serenity, its light a quiet guardian watching over the sleepy village and the whispers of the waves. It was a symbol of steadfastness amidst the ever-changing landscape of night and sea. As the garden's enchantment deepened, you noticed the faint outline of a stone archway nestled amid a thicket of climbing roses. The roses cascaded over its sides like a waterfall, their blossoms carpeted with dew that glistened in the gentle light. Curious, you rose to explore, each step intentional and soft, so as not to disrupt the delicate balance of this peaceful haven. Beyond the archway, the path unfurled toward an overlook where the vast ocean stretched infinitely into the horizon. Here, the view opened wide, and beneath the arch of the sky, the moon had risen, a glowing lantern casting a path of silver across the water's surface. The scene was one of celestial beauty, a reminder of the universe's magnificent tapestry woven from countless stars and endless mysteries. The moon's light reflected off the water, creating rippling patterns that danced in endless cycles. Where the sea met the sky, it was as though the world blended into one continuous dream, seamless and gentle. In this union of earth, sea, and sky, there was no distinction, only a profound sense of belonging and peace. Returning to the heart of the garden, you found a gentle brook weaving its way through a grove of birch trees, their slender trunks almost ghostly in the moonlight. The brook babbled softly, its crystal waters humming with an eternal song of renewal and life. Along its banks, fireflies twinkled, their tiny lights flickering in a mimicry of the stars. Seated by the brook, your fingers grazed its cool waters, feeling the pulse of life that flowed beneath the surface. The soothing touch was a reminder of the consistency of nature, always moving yet persistently present. Listening to the brook's melody, you began to slip into a realm where the mind could drift on currents of imagination and dreams. The fireflies' dance cast hypnotic shadows that swayed gently across your closed eyelids, inviting the soft tendrils of sleep to edge closer. A contented sigh escaped you, each breath synchronized to the gentle rise and fall of the landscape. Here, at the edge of wakefulness, the present moment expanded, opened, and enveloped you entirely. The garden's energy, so perfectly poised between waking and dreaming, guided you to a place within yourself where peace flourished and grew. It whispered to the deepest parts of your being, easing the day's tensions and reminding you of the sanctuary found in such quiet places. Your pulse slow and steady, your mind soothed by the lull of night, you drifted seamlessly into dreams. They unfolded like petals, stories spun from the threads of whispering winds and starlit skies, tales of ancient mariners and wanderers of the night, each traveling through a world interconnected by invisible ties of light and air. In this dreamlike state, the lines between past, present, and future faded entirely, replaced by an eternal now, echoing with the rhythm of life itself. Here, in the Misty Clifftop Garden, you were part of the great cycle of time and nature, a single note in the vast, harmonious composition of existence. With the tender embrace of the garden's tranquility enfolding you, sleep claimed you completely. It was a deep, restorative rest, spun from the beauty of the natural world and the quiet magic of the night. And as you slept, the garden watched over, ever constant, a keeper of dreams and whispers, carrying you into the heart of everlasting peace. Rest now. You're safe, you're warm, and the night is beautifully still. Sweet dreams.